We all yearn to divine the future, to understand what it has in store for us. For most things, that's a dream, caught up with fortune tellers or fortune cookies. But our brains have a unique structure that allows us to mentally transport ourselves into tomorrow and then reflect on what we find there. It's called imagination. If nature has given us a greater gift, no one has named it. Our ability to simulate future selves and future circumstances isn't perfect, however. It's a fragile and imperfect talent that leaves us squinting and straining what it would be like to have this or go there or do that. But the past can be a window on the future if we organize, systematically analyze, and strategically use existing information. By using the information from the past, assembling it as a trajectory or a trend, ALCES can help us predict the future if we continue on one path or another. The actions and decisions of today are extended forward through the mechanism of ALCES. We are afforded a glimpse, a glimmer of the world of tomorrow. ALCES is a unique mechanism that allows us to use existing information, not imagination, to transport ourselves forward in time into future circumstances and ask ourselves how it feels to be there. To the extent there is a crystal ball for future telling, ALCES is it. We can't plan well for something we can't see, especially the future. ALCES provides a useful, pragmatic tool to provide factual knowledge, allowing an informed choice to be made about future options. As a pathway to a sustainable future, ALCES allows today's decisions to be measured against tomorrow's realities. ALCES neither defends or demonizes the status quo, often termed the business as usual case. While there may be no inherent right or wrong in our decisions, there inevitably will be consequences. What ALCES does is allow us to see where the decisions of today will lead us. The opportunity ALCES affords is that of a different, perhaps better, trajectory to be set for balancing ecological, social, and economic goals. Even though we build it every day, the future eludes us. The greatest discovery in each generation is that we can alter the future by changing what we do today. The ability of ALCES to simulate future circumstances based on trends established isn't perfect, but it beats guessing and it provides form to imagination. We need tools like this to make appropriate choice rather than taking a chance on future circumstances. Models like ALCES can deal with skepticism, but not denial. There can be a tendency to dismiss the model when the results don't correspond with an alternate view of the future. We all have different starting points from which our opinions about the future are formed. We may also have reasonable fears that manifest themselves in a variety of ways, especially if our view of the future is diametrically opposed to the results of the modeling exercise. To justify a projection into tomorrow, we need to accept certain premises, certain conditions and patterns of reasoning. Predicting what the future will be is based on what the past was, with inference that the trend will reasonably progress into tomorrow. Sometimes messages about the future are unpopular because the listener perceives they will be affected in a negative way. Understanding what the future may bring introduces an aspect of change from the familiar and expected to the new and uncertain. Those that want to do nothing and make no change can find enough uncertainty to avoid doing anything. The point of ALCES is to inform change, while change is still possible, to exercise flexibility, alternatives, and choice. The science of ALCES can't give us all the answers. In fact, the most difficult questions, the most persistent problems, and often the greatest challenges are not matters of science. They are related to values. ALCES can tell us what is happening or what will happen but it cannot make us do anything about it. However, as Gordon Lightfoot, the icon of Canadian music, intones, if you plan to face tomorrow, do it soon. The utility of ALCES lies in seeking agreement on what future is desired, not through guesswork, but through the tools of science, which include thought, planning, and foresight. Douglas Chadwick, an American biologist and writer, observed about these tools that all are part of the challenge of learning as a modern society how to live the good life on Earth without abusing the generosity of our hostess. ALCES helps us with that challenge.